Hi everybody. So these few
Hello.
days I have shared many videos and I shared another one yesterday or your morning probably. And what do you guys think? So please share.
The first video that I was thinking about was the first one where you were talking about the basic training needed, and you explained it very clearly why you're needing it to be able to develop your body to support your art. That video was fantastic. And the historical one, it was also because it needs to be cleared out what the history and what the fact, and you can't like make apples and pears together. You need to have the solid evidence, and you need to know the Buddhism art and how it's why it's that way. And I think the historical part was really great because everybody can check up the information and will come to the same conclusion. Anybody else want to jump in?
I can jump in. The last video was very clear because you show by evidence that Wing Chun is not Wing Chun. It's very clear. There's so much evidence that it's that's clear that it's not. So that's it.
Yes, on the last video, Wing Chun is not Wing Chun. You pointed out everything. So you presented the truth or by evidence how it was, and still people claim that Wing Chun is Wing Chun or Wing Chun is Wing Chun because of not being not knowing the truth behind it, and all those stuff where you talked about the Chisim and Umui. That every Wing Chuner should stop making up those stories which were made up by other people, but at the end we still talk about it. We still or many Wing Chun people still say Wing Chun is from Umui, and Umui was taught Chisim, and Chisim taught another one, and all those stuff which are not trackable at all. And these are fictions, like you said in the video. And even 100 years ago, the Chinese guy who said to the people, listen, what you do is not good, so you're scamming the Chinese martial arts, and nobody listened to it. And now we're at the point where people are cheating to each other and telling not the truth. And yes, you cleared out, and it was great, Henrik. And I think everybody shouldn't, by now, at least know that Wing Chun is not Wing Chun. All the evidence by Feng Chu Sin, everybody says Feng Chu Sin is a Wing Chun guy, but he's not, because he was born. He was not born 20 years later, but his name came up in about 1870s, and he was a Qing general official, and he can't be a Wing Chun anti-Qing. So yes, so many stories were made up, and and it was good that you cleared up. That was cleared up by you.
Yeah, I want to go on from what Daniela said. That the second video, Wing Chun is not Wing Chun, it's really good to work out, to know our identity clearly of what it is that we're doing. And there's a trend over the last 10 years to say that, you know, Wing Chun and Wing Chun were essentially the same thing at some point in time. And then what's the problem is that you start, you know, then all Kung Fu is the same. All Kung Fu styles are the same, essentially. Now we put Tai Chi in this. We, you know, you start to make a mix and there's no clear identity of the art that it is that you're studying. So historical facts like the difference between Wing Chun and Wing Chun is really important. So we know what we're doing. So we can be clear on what we're doing and clear that I have clear identity of the art that we study. So, you know, just like putting Tai Chi into Wing Chun, why does it, you know, oh, because it's essentially the same. People say, oh, it's okay, all Kung Fu is the same. You can put Tai Chi in any art and it'll work or whatever. But then you lose clarity again and again, and then you have a million different styles of Wing Chun. So it becomes more confusing again for the person who wants to study the art. So yeah, great video.
You see, 1973, G.M. Whitman put it in writing. Why? Why do you think he cared? He must know that his life is at the end. But 50 years later, in the past 20, 30 years, you see that people, European, start to go all kind of thing, and in Hong Kong, all kinds of nonsense. This need to be stopped here. And you see that even that, you know, I'm not writing the article I share with you guys, you know, like the Wikipedia and everything. They say that it's putting down, is imply Yip Man on this and that. Now, that is no right at all in Hong Kong, try to create history. That's why this all need to be exposed. What do you have anyway? So if you respect like, you know, Wing Chun, and which we need to respect every style, right? And if say we respect, which we need to respect everybody who contribute. Like Grandmaster Yip Man, I don't have to agree with him for everything, but the thing is that what he says is true, then it's true. You don't go around creating all kind of stuff, and then you go what Feng Xiuqing does. I don't want Feng Xiuqing in Wing Chun, period. If Yin Kei-san want to add Feng Xiuqing, or whoever else want to add Feng Xiuqing in Wing Chun, call them their own art. Yin Kei-san art, but don't put it Wing Chun, and don't link it to the history of anti-Qing, because they are not anti-Qing. And Yip Kam, the Sang Kam is not Yip Kam. Lok Kam is not Yip Kam. Those are from the Pa Wo Wei Kun people. Got nothing to do with King Wa Wei Kun, like Yip Kam, Lei Man Mao, all these historic people. Jiang Hongxing, or the Hongxing triad, those who fight the thing. That's why I told you guys before. I landed in Fat San 2017. And then there's one old timer pulled me around. He said, so are you going to the Yip Man Tong? Since you guys are Wing Chuners. I said, no. And then he asked me a question. Why should we respect Wing Chun? Because of your movie, image laundering? I told him flat. This guy, this person is, I never like to drop name. This person study history and so forth too. I say, I'm going to find it. I show him the salutation. Our ancestor fight for the people of Canton. So he said, oh, is that true? I never heard about this before. So what are you guys doing? People don't say a thing, but behind the closed door, people question you left and right. And then on this Wing Chun stuff, are you so sure that you want to use a Chinese character? You go back to another thing, the 见地. You want to talk about Grandmaster? Go talk to Jigoro Kono on the Jiandi, or Mas Oyama on Jiandi. Are you at that level? So stop to call ourselves Grandmaster, Grandmaster, Grandmaster. You don't have the Jiandi, there's only throwing face. If you want to say that in Chinese way, it's only throwing face. What do you think you think other people are idiot? They don't see you through? So all this thing, like the Feng Xiu Cheng style, the Wing Chun Tong. Oh my God, Zen? Don't you know that the Japanese study Zen? The Korean study Zen? You want to bullshit them on Zen? Zen is eternal spring, eternal, eternity, forever. You're out of your mind. Emptiness means phenomenon which is raised from conditions and cause, and it will fade away due to conditions and cause. And that is called emptiness in Buddhism. That's the Buddha teaching of Zen. So stop to put this Bodhidharma's photo and write the Zen, Shaolin. What are you doing? So this is very obvious now. You just put a time bomb there. Today I said it, I'm the bad guy saying in America. You got those just one of this day, if this bomb is triggered by Xi Xiaodong's fan, you know all those ancestors lost face big time. Am I right? Today, Hendrik Santos said it because I'm a Wing Chuner. I say, okay, let's critique ourselves. Let's improve ourselves. That is very different than if Xi Xiaodong's friends who make video always, you can see that his video, show it in public in YouTube, say this is what it is reality. As they show the Sun Lu Tang of the internal art. It never happened in all those fights to the foreigner. Then where do you going to put your Wing Chun's title, your Grandmaster's face on? So this is the reality. You want a future for Wing Chun? So what do you guys think?
It's needed to be straightened out, because if it doesn't get straight out what it is, what the history is, if you don't know your history, you don't understand your future, because then people are just going around and making up new stories. Every new century is coming new grandmasters that has been training with different people. So it needs to be straightened out, because if everybody knows the true history, then they can decide for the future, and they will tell the true history in the future. And then you know what it is and what it's coming from.
One other thing. Let me ask you one thing. Nim Jo, you practice Wing Chun. Wing Chun say what? It's a center line attack. And so what is the advantage of this chain punch attack to the center line? What is the advantage where everybody announced today or market today or since a decade ago? Anybody want to share? What is the advantage? That
what they
go ahead.
Yes, what they say. Yes, what they say is that the closest range between 2 points is the straight line. So that's why they all do chain punches. So the chain punches, they can a guy who wants to do a hook or hey, how do you say hey? The words hey may no
haymaker.
Haymaker. Yes, I forgot the word. Thanks. Haymaker. So you go a straight line and do the chain punches because the closest point between the closest range between 2 points is just a straight line. So that's why they all do chain punches, and they're fast, and you don't need much power, and they feel like a whip when you punch, and that's what they say. That's what I was taught about the chain punches. And yes, this is. I mean, Nimjo, you can say something to it. I mean,
I go on from what you said. I go on from what you
Yes.
said. Like there's this idea that the shortest
Yes.
point between 2 points is a straight line, but
Yeah.
and then you have an A and a B, right? So you
Yes.
ask people what's B, and they say you know, B is the other person. No, B is the opening that the other person gives you. But if there's no opening, then there's no B, right? So.
Yes.
So you can do as many chain punches as you want, but if the guy's guard is in the middle, you're not gonna hit anything. You're gonna go in a straight line. He's gonna look for the angle, and he's gonna knock you out.
Right.
So that's how Jip Chon is. Again, you know, they're taking Chinese ideas and words and whatever, and making their own interpretation, and we lose clarity. So you know, these videos that you've been making and all the work that that you've been doing is really essential to tidy up the garden, because the garden is overgrown, it's a mess, and it's really difficult to see anything in the garden anymore, right? Especially when people start adding new plants.
Now, let me ask you questions. Did anybody say, I heard something before that, oh, because we are in the center line, it is the closest between 2 points, is a straight line, and then we have a faster speed, and then we have more power. Is that what you guys heard about this too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can agree.
Let me tell
definitely.
let me tell the entire world, you guys are getting into a screw up thing. Okay? Let me prove to you by evidence. Do you know that a straight line between A and B, you only have a 25% chance to get what you think? 25% chance. Another 20, meaning that because you are in the straight line, the middle line, chain punch, you can get him, your opponent, you're faster than him, you are more powerful than him. There's only 25% chance statistically. Another 25% is he beat you because he's stronger than you, he's faster than you, because his body condition is much better than you. Another 25% is you both get black eyes. Another 25% is you cannot do anything to it. Why? Go watch Xi Xiaodong's and Ding Hao. Ding Hao smacks Xi Xiaodong just standing like that. Nothing. When you blown up the 25% as 100%, you're looking for trouble. Statistically, it's like that. In Shaolin Wing Chun, in the Shaolin short strike, in the Shaolin short strike classic, it tells you never do that. Because you only have 1/4 chance you might win. 1/4 chance. You have 3/4 chance you can get screwed up completely. Look at 1973. I think 1973, oh no, 1975. When the Hong Kong Wing Chun guy go fight with the Kyokushin in Japan, get KO. Didn't he do chain punch? Isn't there 25% chance only? You want to get your daughter, your mom, your aunt, your cousin to practice that for self-defense or doing chain punch? Only a 25% chance, even with the assumption that you have a good power from your core. You stand there in the Iji Kamyangma that way, triangle shape, and try to do a chain punch that you don't even have a 25% chance. That's how serious it is. So are you selling magic? You want to face Li Xiaotong? And then keeping talking about this, Bruce Lee, everybody talking about, you want to take his space, right? Is that take the term, take his space? Closing the gap. You want to talk about taking space and closing gap, go, what? Go look at the jiu-jitsu guy. They've been taking space, attacking close, closing the gap since General Qi Ji Guang time. Didn't the jiu-jitsu do that? Didn't the wrestler do that? What the Greek wrestler, the European wrestler, the Roman wrestler do that? Is taking other people's space, occupy other people's space, standing in the 40 centimeter away and playing with your hand, saying that there is like closing the gap and taking other people's, occupy other people's space. You never see that happen in MMA play. Am I right? So what are you doing with all those terms? Didn't you guys do that for decades? Hello, wake up. See, I do not look at Chinese martial arts or Kung Fu or Wing Chun like the Grandmaster movie or the Portuguese Sons movie. You know how is my model on the Chinese martial art like Wing Chun? General Qi Ji Guang's army. Because our ancestor is fighting a war, or it's not a war, a battle in the uprising. So the training will be closer to the military, which is, fighting hand is not military. Even at Qi Ji Guang time, people know that fighting or this empty hand boxing and so forth is good a supplement, but it is not for the war, the real army war. Read my book, Kung Fu 1560, which is General Qi Ji Guang. So, but you need this body, okay? Like when General Qi Ji Guang faced the Japanese warrior, which is within the Japanese pirates. Look at today, in the jiu-jitsu, when the samurai sword chopped down, it's going to go sideways and stick you, play jiu-jitsu with you, or stick you with a short knife. That is the reality 460 years ago is you're going to face. So for me, there is no grandmaster. There is only comprehensive training for your people. The best training, comprehensive training for your people. Or else they all die. So my mentality, there's no such thing as grandmaster. There's no Chi Sim, there's no Mui, sorry. The mentality is that you want to anti-Qing, there's battle. Hey, your people, if you don't train them well, you're asking them to die. Stop talking about I'm number one, king of Wing Chun this, king of Wing Chun that. In the past history for past, from now, from 2020 to the 1860, tell me which is the king of Wing Chun. Even those in the red boat do not claim they are king. You want to claim you are king? So you see, left and right, it is violating what the ancient Chinese is teaching or showing or practicing. What do you guys think? So you're going to still go there and say, oh, face square, chain punch, that's the only way you want. You only have 25% chance, the best. That's what you train. Look at everything fighting. You train that way, you face a Western boxer. The Shaolin sword strike is coming sideways. The Wing Chun from Shaolin, not Wang Chun, sorry, okay? Wing Chun from Shaolin is come from sideways, angling. The first thing, the most important thing is angle your body. So like Daniel, you take
Yes.
the class of short strike class with me, right?
Yes.
Okay, Raymond, you take that. Isn't the thing come angling in, but you need to prepare for
Yes.
your body. You need to prepare for your body can go in as a unit.
It's true.
Not hand techniques. Hand technique
No.
can change because upon on the contact, thing change. So unless we have a clear picture on what is going on, no matter how much I say, you're not going to listen. That's why I nail this Wing Chun stuff. If you don't get a clear view, what I'm telling you is just I'm a messenger. The history, everything is there. You don't see it. So that's the reason why I rock the boat big time. Asia, like it or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is there's history, there's culture. You want to betray your own ancestor, that's your problem. But we in America is not going to buy into that and then waiting for the time bomb. Somebody from the Xi Xiaodong group is going to pull the trigger and everybody blow into pieces. I'm terminating those kind of bomb here in America. I'm not a grandmaster or whatever. I'm just a Wing Chuner. I see that, hey man, statistically, you got a problem, and then you are running a risk of to get anybody to pull a trigger on you on that time bomb. So it's better that we do it before somebody trigger it. And up to now, you see, am I blame on anybody? Or I just tell everybody, say, hey man, wake up.
You don't blame anybody. You just tell everybody to wake up and presenting the evidence for it. So that's the way it should be.
So your entire Wing Chun idea, concept, that's why I just proven to you just now, only 25% chance in the confrontations. You want to call that from the king of Wing Chun? You want to keep in going this lineage, that lineage, from this Shaolin, Wing Chun Hall, Eternal Spring and everything, but you have something, sir, really problematic in the real war zone because you only have a 25% chance to win. And you do not know how to close gap like the jiu-jitsu people 460 years ago. Today with the judo, people is even have evolved to even more complex than 460 years ago. What do you think, Nim Cho?
I think it's pretty clear what you're saying, that we all need to take the wake-up call. The Wing Chun people, if there is a community, if you can talk about a community, then people should be opening up their ears and cleaning up the mess before it gets any messier. You know, it's like so many constant interpretations, just on and on and on, and it's marketing ploys for this school is better than that school because we teach this, or, you know, and in the end of the day, you just get to a point where you lose the identity totally of what it was and what it could be. So, you know, you're no longer doing Wing Chun anymore. You're doing something else. So that's a shame. So if history can help to make things clearer, and if people want to open their eyes to what is proof and evidence, and not carry on telling fairy tales as if it was history, then they'd be doing a favor for all Wing Chuners, I think.
So, you know, time almost out. I want to leave you with this. Check on Kodokan history. Jigoro Kono was go learn different thing, and he have his dojo like late 1800, if my memory serves, or early 1900. Practice really hard. Okay, so that's why they go to Olympic later. You know, they went overseas and so forth. 1930s, 1940s, what did the Wing Chun so-called grandmaster do? The other day, I just saw an interview on old-timer Wing Chuners. You know what they do? They're laying on the opium bed of the opium den talking Wing Chun. How are you going to face like people like Jigoro Kono? Is Chi Chi Guang going to let you guys do that? The reality is that how can one laying down in the opium dens, smoke opium, teaching about martial arts, when your opponent, so right now it's no longer you know, the Japanese pirate time. Just compare yourself to Jigoro Kono's Kodokan. Not even look into the Mas Oyama before the preparation before they go to Thailand to fight with the Thai boxer. So this is why I want to leave with you. Stop to be I'm the king of this, I'm the king of that. You mess up the Chinese history, you mess up the Chinese culture, you mess up the Wing Chun, and then you put everybody in a lower standard, and then you put everybody in the risk. That you're thinking that the 25% chance thing is ultimate. So this is what I want to leave to you guys. I know this video is probably really sharp, poking at things, but man, last call. If we don't change, you know there's no Wing Chun. Don't kid ourselves.